ISKCON संस्थापकाचार्य सेवर द होल वर्ल्ड जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिके। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 19, King Yayati achieves liberation. Text number 11. Sambaddha Vrushanaha Saha Api Sambaddha Vrishana Sopi Sambaddha Vrishana Sopi Hi Ajaya Upa Labdhaya Yajaya Kupalabdhaya Yajaya Kupalabdhaya Kalam Bahu Titham Bhadre Kalam Bahutitham Bhadre Kalam Bahutitham Bhadre Kamair Nadyapi Tushyati Kamair Nadyapi Tushyati Kamair Nadyapi Tushyati Sambaddha Vrishana Sopi Yajaya Kupalabdhaya Kalam Bahutitham Bhadre Kamainadyapi Tushyati. Sambaddha Vrishana Sopi Yajaya Kupalabdhaya Kalam Bahutitham Bhadre Kamainadyapi Tushyati. Sambaddha Vrishana Sopi Yajaya Kupalabdhaya Kalam Bahutitham Bhadre Kalam Nadyapi Tushyati. Sambaddha Vrishana Sopi Yajaya Kupalabdhaya Kalam Bahutitham Bhadre Kamairnadyapi Tushyati. Sambaddha Vrishanaha rejoined with his testicles. Saha he api also he indeed Ajaya with the she goat Upalabdhaya, whom he got from the well, Kalam, for a time, Bahutitham, of a long, long duration, Bhadre, O my dear wife, Kamaihi, with such lusty desires, Na, not, Adya api, even until now, Tushyati is satisfied. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. My dear wife, when the he-goat had his testicles restored, he enjoyed the she-goat he had gotten from the well. But although he continued to enjoy for many, many years, even now he has not been fully satisfied. Please repeat this translation after me. My dear wife, this is Yayati addressing his wife, Devyani. When the he-goat had his testicles restored, he enjoyed the she-goat he had gotten from the well. But although he continued to enjoy for many, many years, even now he has not been fully satisfied. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. When one is bound by affection for one's wife, one is attached to sexual desires that are very difficult to overcome. Therefore, according to Vedic civilization, one must voluntarily leave his so-called home and go to the forest. Panchashordhvam vanam vrajet. Human life is meant for such tapasya or austerity. By the austerity of voluntarily stopping sex life at home and going to the forest to engage in spiritual activities in the association of devotees, one achieves the actual purpose of human life. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatar Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare. This verse is very instructive that it describes the power of the illusory energy that is very much working in this material world and is cheating us. The illusory energy is enticing us that we can enjoy materially in so many different ways. But Bhagavatam points out that all kinds of material enjoyment, varieties of material enjoyment, they end in one thing: sex life. And that's the most abominable type of enjoyment. Most abominable. But we don't realize that. We are cheated by Maya. We are befooled by Maya. Why? Because we have got a very strong desire to enjoy materially. Somehow we want to enjoy. And Maya is clever in suggesting, oh, you could not get enjoyment one way, why not try another way? Or you could not enjoy sufficient length of time, why not enjoy for some more time? Because the reality is, all kinds of material happiness, they are very, very, very short-lived. They last only for a very, very short time. It's called momentary happiness. Chapala Sukha. One of our acharyas has written a song. Shita Atapa Vatavarishana Edina Jamini Jagire. Kripana Durajana. What is that verse? Viphala Sevinu Kripana Durajana Chapala Sukha Labalagire. Simply for some very, very insignificant little happiness, I have uselessly served miserly people, Kripana Durajana, wicked miserly people. And I have, in the bargain, simply suffered in so many ways. I got little happiness, I might have got little happiness, very little, but there is so much of suffering. What kind of suffering? 4 kinds of sufferings he lists. Shita Atapa Vatavarishana. The material nature is so clever that always giving us some kind of misery, either too much of cold or too much of heat or too much of wind or too much of rain. Shita Atapa Vata Varishan. And the result of this attack by Maya, material nature, is not able to properly even sleep. Edina Yamini Jagire. Day and night, I simply suffer not getting proper sleep. So, the fact of all kinds of material pleasure is we get very little pleasure. That is one point. The second point is, even that little pleasure does not satisfy the real self within, the real you, real soul. There is no satisfaction of the soul. Because if the soul were really satisfied, you were really satisfied, you would not pursue seeking happiness again and again and again and again and again. You will give up that business of seeking happiness. But we don't realize that. So in the words of Yayati here, he is telling that his own story is telling in a different way to impress upon us that even if you have a good opportunity for enjoying the highest pleasure, in material existence, the highest pleasure is sex pleasure. So even if one has good facility, because Yayati, he lost his youth, and because he was cursed by his father-in-law, Shukracharya. And when he requested Shukracharya to restore his youth, Shukracharya used his mystic power and said, yes, you can get back your youth from somebody else in exchange for their youth when you give them your old age. And using that particular opportunity, Yayati exchanged his old age, premature aging, with his youngest son Puru. And when he got back his youth, he continued to try to enjoy for many, many years. That's what he's telling in this particular verse. Figuratively, he's putting his own position as that of the male goat, one male goat, he goat, and his wife's position as that of the she goat. So when the he goat got his testicles restored, he enjoyed the she goat he had gotten from the well. But although he continued to enjoy for many, many years, earlier the description was, he tried enjoying for 1,000 years. Even now he has not been fully satisfied. So when is he going to be satisfied? How long should he continue to try to enjoy? So the lesson for all of us is that no material endeavor for material happiness can ever satisfy us. You will never get the satisfaction you're seeking, how much ever you try, how long ever you try, whatever way you try for material happiness. Why? Because we are non-material spirit soul. We are not matter. We are not this material body. We are not these material senses. We are not the material mind. So therefore, give up this business of trying to satisfy the material senses and the material mind. Manashashtani indriyani prakritisthani karshati. Krishna describes this in another way in the Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter. Even though we are part and parcel of Krishna, we are spiritual beings. Mamaivamsho jivaloke jivabhuta sanatanaha. We are eternal parts of Krishna. But having forgotten Krishna, having desired material enjoyment, we have gotten this material body and the material mind. Material body means the 5 material senses. And material mind, together, Krishna says, Manashashtani indriyan, the 6 senses, including the mind, simply engaged in hard struggle for existence. Prakritisthani karshati. We are in this material world, material nature, and is simply engaged in hard struggle, trying to enjoy. And this business goes on and on and on and on and on and on. So if in one life we could not enjoy sufficiently, then we desire to continue to enjoy, we are given one more life. So the body becomes old, or body becomes invalid, or body becomes useless, then one more body. Then that body also we try to enjoy. We could not get satisfaction. Again, one more body. So Shastras are warning us. Bhagavatam is warning us. You have been wandering in this material world, trying to enjoy, trying to get some satisfaction in millions and billions and trillions of lives, in different varieties of bodies, in different types of situations. Sometimes by pious activities we are elevated to upper planets, heavenly planets. And sometimes we degrade ourselves and come down to lower planets, or sometimes even hellish planets. But everywhere there is one thing. There is always the facility for sense enjoyment, sense satisfaction. It's always available. This also the Bhagavatam enlightens us. Don't think that in hellish planet, which is meant only for punishment, that people are simply suffering. No, even there is some sense enjoyment, even in hell. Now, you may question, how in hell somebody can enjoy? Because the punishment that is given in hell is by afflicting the punishment on the material body with some material sense objects. Material sense objects. Just like somebody tries to enjoy illicit sex, the punishment in hell is that the person who tried to enjoy against the rules of dharma, illicit sex, we say. Then, if it is a man who was trying to enjoy illicit sex with a woman, that man will get a special type of body called yatana sharira in hell. That means a type of, it's a kind of subtle body by which one will be administered the punishment. And in that yatana sharira, a man has to embrace a red hot iron form of a woman, and he'll be forced to do it. If he doesn't do it, the Yamadutas will beat him with a whip, and he'll be forced to do that. And for a woman who tried to enjoy a male form, that woman will be given a female yatana sharira, female type of yatana sharira, and she will have to embrace a male form of red hot iron. And she does not want to, who will want to embrace some red hot object? So then she will be beaten with whips by the Yamadutas. So, somebody may say, this is only suffering. No, there is enjoyment there, very sense pleasure. Now, when they don't want to embrace because it's red hot, when they are forced to do it, the mind starts calculating. After all, we have the habit of identifying with the type of body we are placed in. So that soul in that female yatana sharira will identify with that female form and think, I am woman. And thinking I am woman, I want to enjoy man. And what is the male form that is available? The male form of the red hot iron. So when forced to embrace, so nice, I'm embracing a man. Even though actually it is suffering. So this is called determination for enjoying under all circumstances. This is exactly what is called as lust. Lust means the strong desire to enjoy oneself, to please oneself by sense satisfaction. So it is totally a play of illusion. Maya is covering our real knowledge. Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita. Maya's business is to cover our real identity, that I am spirit soul, I belong to Krishna. my pleasure is really spiritual pleasure. That knowledge, that understanding, that fact is covered. Why should Maya cover? Because we don't want to serve Krishna and enjoy spiritually. We desire independent enjoyment. So in the spiritual world, there is no independent enjoyment because our position is to be always dependent on Krishna, connected with Krishna. So try to be independent in the material world. We cannot be independent, but Krishna makes some arrangement where through the illusory energy, we will try to be independent. And that happens only through illusion. So the illusory energy will cover our real knowledge, and under illusion, we wrongly think, I am this material body. And the nature of this material body is, it is always identifying with a particular body, I am male or I am female. And for the sake of enjoying, I want a form of the opposite gender. If I am male, I want female. If I am female, I want male. This is exactly the trick of Maya. And it goes on in all species of life, not just human species. Birds, bees, insects, worms, animals, fishes, reptiles. Every species this business goes on. So this is just a cheating by Maya. So Bhagavatam is warning us, come out of this cheating, because you never get satisfaction. You will never get it. You're just hoping that some other way, some other method, I will get satisfaction. Bhagavatam further warns us that sometimes people who are little intelligent, they think that I tried to enjoy in a gross way. I could not enjoy gross way. Let me try to enjoy in a subtle way. So there is something called subtle sex life. Something called subtle sex life. Subtle sex life is only enjoyment in the mind. Enjoyment in the mind. Without seeking or trying to enjoy in the gross way, using these external senses. Just like Prabhupada says, thinking of a beautiful woman, for a man thinking of a beautiful woman, or even just looking at the picture of a beautiful woman, or even imagining in one's mind of a beautiful woman, and then agitating the mind to enjoy that form in different ways. Imagining, imaginative way of trying to enjoy. That is also subtle sex life. That is also sex life. So this business of sex enjoyment continues even if one gives up gross sex life. One continues to try to enjoy subtle sex life. So all different ways of enjoying in the mind. Now this enjoyment in the mind is not just specifically sex life as we know what is called a sex life, but even extends in other alternative ways. Just like Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is described, Labha, Puja, Pratishtha. These are three other ways of subtle sex enjoyment. Labha. profit motive, doing any activity always with the profit motive, never for any other goal, never for any other purpose. Just like sometimes a retired person will, out of some gratitude for having got a good opportunity to work in a good job and get good money, and then after retirement get a good pension. So person will think, let me do some service to the society. So one gentleman was telling me that he retired and then thought, what will I do sitting at home? Let me do some service. So he went to one engineering college. They had some shortage of staff. So he said, I'm expert in this computer field. So let me teach computer science students. So the principal was very, very happy. He said, excellent. You don't get, but how much salary will you want? So he said, I'm getting sufficient pension. I don't require a salary. I want to do some service. So principal was even more happy. So then he started working there. Then as friends meet, other retired people, his colleagues, they meet once in a while. So they said, what are you doing now? He said, I'm doing some seva service. What service are you doing? I'm teaching in this college. And how much are they paying you? See, the first question is, how much are they paying you? So he said, no, I don't require, I'm doing the free. So foolish fellow, useless fellow. He started ridiculing him, telling him, you have been made, you have been cheated. They're going to take nice work out of you. How can you work free? What is your value? See, the only understanding some people have is, if you do any work, there should be some profit for you. And profit is always measured, or most of the time it is measured in terms of money. At least in modern age, it has become like that. Profit is always measured in terms of money. So, even if somebody is willing to do some service, not exactly with a profit motive, others will think that this person is a fool, is a useless fellow, good for nothing. He has no self-esteem. He has been cheated. He has been tricked. This is the way some people think. So labha, always they calculate, anything I do, what is the benefit for me? Like nowadays, some parents, they think that these children, when they grow up, they're going to leave us and go away. That's a modern trend. So why should we work very hard and try to give them all kinds of facilities for their upbringing, especially in the Western countries? When the boy or girl is about, earlier when I was working in US, I used to hear, when they're 18 years old, they're sent out of the house. And now I am hearing, when they are 14 years old, they're sent away from the house. Out, get out. You do whatever. So they have to, if they want to study, they have to search for some part-time job. Or if they have no intention of studying, then they'll do some full-time job, some job somewhere. So many of those supermarkets, and there go and ring that register, cash register, or arrange all the products in the shelf. some $3 an hour or something my days. Now I heard it's some $10 an hour or $12 an hour. Something like that they get, and they have to maintain themselves. Why? Because the parents are calculating what is the benefit for me? Why should I, take care of this child or my son or daughter beyond a certain age? Profit motive, always profit motive. So that is called labha. And if somebody is somehow able to go beyond labha calculations, then they desire, even if they don't get money, they want some honor in society. Puja, it's called puja. Puja means respect or honor. So they will do some service, but they want recognition, they want respect, they want honor. So in different ways, cleverly they have arranged how to get respect, how to get honor. There are some societies which are formed exclusively for giving this respect and honor. I don't want to mention any names, but there are quite a few organizations like that. So regularly they meet, and what do they do in those meetings? They discuss, okay, what service have you done, and what is the honor or respect you are getting from that. And this goes on. So this desire for puja, labha puja, if not direct monetary benefit, money, then some respect or honor. And even if they cross beyond that, some people may think, what is this honor and respect? What is its value? Actually, it is valueless. It's useless. But anyway, somebody is wise or little sober, person may say, I don't want money. I'll do this service, not for money, not for some honor, but pratishtha, the last trap of Maya, pratishtha. What is that pratishtha? Actually, like me, there are so many people who are doing service, and they are also doing service not for money, not for some honor or respect. But even though I am one among so many who are doing service without that profit motive, without a desire for respect or honor, still I am very special. I am more qualified than all of them, and I have given up that position of honor, respect, everything, and I have come here for doing service. So I should be specially recognized as a very, very, very great renunciant. For the renunciation itself, they want some respect or distinction. So this is called distinction, pratishtha. Like the best volunteer award. Because among volunteers, you can't be glorified that you are a volunteer, you're a volunteer. Everybody is a volunteer. But among the volunteers, this volunteer is very special. So the best volunteer. So like this, these are all described in Bhagavatam as subtle sex desire. That's why the first item of knowledge, the first two items of knowledge, Krishna describes in the 13th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Amanitvam adambhitvam. Amanitvam means without desire for honor or respect from others. Amanitvam. And adambhitvam means prideless. Prideless. Now, what is the difference between being humble, amanitvam, and adambhitvam, being prideless? See, mana is, I want others to respect me or honor me for whatever good qualities or whatever sacrifice I have done or whatever service I am doing. But pride is whether others are recognizing or respecting or not respecting, I don't care so much about that. But I consider myself as a very, very great person, very renounced person. And I am better than all the others in, at least in my group or my community or my institution. I am the best. I am the most renounced. I am the most, I am doing the maximum sacrifice. So this desire for, first one is the desire for puja. The second one, adambhitvam, is desire for pratishtha. So the knowledge really means one gives up this business of seeking honor, respect in different ways, in different situations, at different times, from different people. And adambhitva means even that business of considering oneself as very great. Rather, a devotee understands that I am an insignificant, tiny spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna. And I'm so very, very small, which is a fact. You consider one spirit soul among billions and trillions of spirit souls. And all of them are very, 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 very tiny. Completely dependent on Krishna. Krishna is the only Lord, only Master, only enjoyer. So, who is to be honored? Who is to be respected? Who deserves to be glorified? This only Krishna and nobody else. This is truth, this is reality. Wake up to this reality. Uttishtata, jagrata, prapyavaran nibodhata. Realize this. When somebody realizes this, their only business is glorifying Krishna, giving respect to Krishna, honoring Krishna, bowing down to Krishna, speaking about Krishna, hearing about Krishna. About Krishna means what? About Krishna's glories. And Krishna's glories are unlimited. There's no limit to Krishna's glories. Unlimited. You can't exhaust Krishna's glories. And even considering that there may be other pure devotees who have got some nice glorifiable qualities or some glories are there. But still, who has got unlimited glories? It's only Krishna. Nobody else can have as much glories as Krishna. And even the pure devotees, they may have some good qualities or glorifiable qualities. Where are they getting those qualities from? What is the source of their qualities? That is Krishna again. So, even when we glorify a pure devotee, we always glorify the pure devotee in his relationship with Krishna. Just like we sing the glories of the spiritual master every morning during Mangalarti. We begin our day with this. Samsara davanala leedha loka tranaya karunya ghana ghanatvam praptasya kalyana gunarnavasya vande guru Shri Charanarvindam. We glorify the spiritual master that he is full of wonderful qualities which are glorifiable. But he is receiving, he has got those qualities. Having taken shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna, Krishna has blessed him with those wonderful qualities. So we glorify him. Praptasya, he has received. Kalyana gunarnavasya. All those wonderful auspicious qualities he has received from Gunarnava, the ocean of all auspicious qualities. That is Krishna. Another name for Krishna is Gunarnava. So he has received those auspicious qualities from Krishna, the ocean of auspicious qualities. So that's the way always we glorify a pure devotee. Never we glorify a pure devotee independently. So even if there are some genuine good qualities in any person, still we should not glorify the person independent of Krishna. Always glorify the person in relationship with Krishna. So ultimately, it is only Krishna who is glorified. Even when we glorify a devotee, we glorify Krishna. We don't glorify anybody else. Therefore, Madhvacharya says that all through the Vedas, in all the scriptures, all the Upanishads, all the Puranas, all the Dharma Shastras, everywhere only Krishna is glorified. Hari sarvatra giyate. That's a fact. Only Krishna is glorified everywhere in the scriptures. So our business is only glorifying Krishna, hearing about Krishna's glories, remembering Krishna's glories, serving Krishna's glorious mission. That's our only business. So to come to that stage, we should become free from these desires for our personal enjoyment, personal satisfaction, personal honor, personal distinction. We have to give up all this. And if you try to give up by any method other than bhakti, it is very, very, very difficult, almost impossible. But through bhakti, we don't directly try to give up these things. Instead, we simply try to replace these desires for our personal enjoyment or satisfaction or happiness or anything with desire for pleasing Krishna, desire for glorifying Krishna, desire for serving Krishna, desire for appreciating Krishna's beauty, Krishna's wealth, Krishna's power, Krishna's kindness, Krishna's everything, Krishna's pure devotees. So this will help us to become completely free from all our anarthas, all our contamination, material contamination. So therefore, bhakti is the way. If somebody wants to become free from sex desires, especially the sex desires are the most difficult to give up, as Prabhupada says. When one is bound by affection for one's wife, one is attached to sexual desires that are very difficult to overcome. So the sex desires cannot be given up unless one takes to devotional service, bhakti. And that's the only way. So simply by chanting, beginning with chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, you will lose all attraction for material enjoyment. You lose all taste for material pleasures. You develop positive attraction, taste for Krishna consciousness, very easily you'll be able to give up all these material desires. You become very easily materially detached. You will not be harassed by Maya anymore. Maya cannot touch you. When you're Krishna conscious, Maya will be standing at a respectful distance with folded hands, ready to offer you anything that you want for your devotional service. So, take to bhakti and give up all these false happiness, false hope for enjoying in this material world. Come to the spiritual life, come to spiritual platform, enjoy, learn to appreciate and enjoy spiritually. And to learn this, associate with devotees who are engaged in this bhakti seriously. Alone it is difficult. Even though somebody may have appreciation for what is bhakti, alone they try. It is very difficult, especially in Kali Yuga. Very difficult. And in general, in the material world, always there are material allurements everywhere. So, don't be alone in practicing bhakti. Always associate with other like-minded devotees, with other serious devotees. Very easily you'll be able to overcome all your difficulties, all your obstacles. I'll stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Some announcements. Day after tomorrow, Tuesday, we are celebrating Gaur Purnima. We'll be having morning Nagar Sankirtan at 6:30 a.m. and evening 6 p.m. onwards, Sankirtan, Abhishekam, one folk band, Arati, and dinner Anukalpa feast, Prasada. So all of you are invited. Then we'll have Sankirtan now at the construction site for just 5 minutes. We'll proceed for that. After that, you come and offer flowers and proceed for Prasada. Thank you. Hare Krishna.